Is this complicated? No? Did you know, you knew this anyway somewhere in you, didn't you? You knew this. You knew we don't do things because we're afraid. You know if you shout and scream at people, they're going to get up to high dough and rush around. Okay? You know that if a guy's not focused on the job, the chance of getting hurt is higher than if he's fully focused. I mean, it's not difficult. And this all comes from practice. This all comes from investigating incidents. So isn't that brilliant? I didn't say I'm brilliant. I said, isn't that brilliant? I mean, that's it. So remember when I started off this morning, if you don't pick this up, and if you don't do what we're thinking about, see how hard it is to actually, it's nothing physical, is it? It's all up here. It's all about thinking. You know, why am I afraid to do this? Because this guy might think I'm an idiot. Well, okay, he might think I'm an idiot, but if I go out there and shut the place down or blow something up, I better ask. And if you have a question, do you think everyone else does? Yeah. So we have to get over this. We have to fight these fears. Okay? The pressure thing, that might have been new to you, because when I work with a lot of supervisors, they themselves are not really aware of this hidden side of pressure, putting pressure on people, you know, speaking harshly or being critical. Someone at lunch used the word compare. Hey, hold on, if that crew can do it, how come you can't do it? In other words, you guys are not as good as they are. But are the circumstances the same or not? So simply by comparing people, you can get a problem. Okay? So again, look at the thinking there. Am I causing pressure where I don't need to cause pressure? Am I making it difficult for people to do the right thing? And again, remember, this isn't only supervision or management. Many of the case studies are mates putting pressure on mates. Look, it's 10 minutes to dinner time. Just as bloody do it. No, a time out. So are you putting pressure on people? And as human beings, we do it. Sometimes we do it purposefully, and sometimes we do it in a manipulative manner. Oh, if you really loved me, you would do this. You know, pressure. We use phrases and words to manipulate. We can't manipulate them like this anymore, because that's against the law and that's bad, but we can use words to manipulate them. Okay? I've seen people fall off a stage. The guy's got so excited, he's walking like this, and the guy fell off. Female colleague, the platform was not, talk about awareness. The platform, two platforms, they were not put together exactly. The carpet had a small dip. A female colleague came along with the notes. Sod's law, the heel went into the crack, bang, down, notes everywhere. When you leave here today, if you see someone not holding the handrails, please will you say, excuse me mate, we've just been to a workshop, can you hold the handrails please? Thanks. Don't have to do anything else, just say that. 40 people a year die falling down the stairs. Because sometimes there's a perception that when you're talking about behavior, you're only dealing with the guys at the coal face who forget, who give into the fear, who don't concentrate. But as you know, accidents happen all the way along the chain. Is that not so? If I'm a supervisor and I don't make sure there's Kevlar gloves, I'm a person, I'm a person, I've contributed to that accident. If I'm the senior manager who said, look, it's 2 days and all you've got is 2 days, just make it happen. If I've got that attitude and I don't give the guys the resources and the time to do a job, do you agree I've contributed to that accident in some way? So don't get hung up with this behavioural stuff geared at the guys at the coalface. But there's all sorts of pressures on us, is there not? Every single day there's all kinds of pressures. And don't we need a bit of pressure? Well, we need blood pressure for a start, or else we're dead. But we need a bit of excitement, we need a bit of a challenge. Where does the pressure come into? People rushing and being under a strain to work. Okay, so it's a matter of us as individuals. If I'm the work, if I'm doing the job, I've got to know when I'm under pressure and I can't do it in the time I've been given. As a manager, supervisor, I've got to realize, hey, am I doing things here that's going to put people under pressure? Let's be honest and open about this. We're talking about behaviors and being human and everything. Isn't being human earning an income? Organizations have to make money, don't they? Private organizations have to make money. If they don't give a return on the investment, the shareholders take out their money and the company folds. Agreed? We are here to make money for our companies, whichever companies they are. But you know, there's a very interesting change that took place in the year about 2000, 2001. You know this balance between money and safety? Okay? In the olden days, oh, you're hurt, shame, go home, we'll get somebody else. But now the regulatory and the social pressure is so strong. Almost all the managers I meet are well aware that if someone has an accident and we have a bad accident record, the company's finished. Do you agree? I mean, you've experienced that yourself. If we have accidents, we don't get hired. But if there's an injury today, it's going to cost the company a lot of money. So this balance between safety and money now, in my view anyway, has more or less come right. If we hurt people, it's bad business. We won't make money. And there was a good comment earlier on. Remember one of your colleagues said here, what happens if my wife's lost her job and I need the money? I feel absolutely zonked out. I can't concentrate, but I need the money. I will go to work. Now, I or nobody else can lecture you on that choice. It's up to you, isn't it, to make that balance of risk. Ultimately, all these lectures and all these talks boil down to us making a judgment about the level of risk when it comes to that kind of thing. There's no lecture on this. There's no one can tell you. Do you get safety alerts sent to you, whichever company you are? Do you get safety alerts from other places telling you how guys got injured somewhere else? You actually get those, do you? And you use them in your toolbox talks and meetings and things like that? Good. All I was suggesting was, instead of just reading it out, turn it into an exercise like we did this morning. It's good fun, doesn't take a lot of time, but you're doing the right thing. Because what else is there? Honestly, what else can there be? If you're not afraid to ask a question, we don't make mistakes. If we're not afraid to stop a job, we stop the accident. If we have to stop the job, am I really going to do it? Now I hope when it ever comes to the point where you're not sure and you say to yourself, I have to stop the job, I hope you'll remember this workshop and say, right, let's just do it. You're in a dining room, you're in a mess, a dining room, and you're standing right next to a guy. The guy's got his bread roll like this, and he's got his knife like this, and he's cutting his bread roll to put some jam or butter on it. What's your job now? Excuse me, mate, I'm worried you're going to cut yourself. Could you put the bread on the breadboard and cut it properly? Thanks a lot. If I'm a visitor on your work site and I cut myself like this, does it count against your statistics or is it my own? Yours? Whether it's a visitor or a contractor or not, the duty holder has the thing. Now, look what we're saying about here. Why would we hesitate to stop a guy doing this? Why would you hesitate in doing this? We know why. Fear. What are you afraid of? If you're not prepared to say to a guy, hey, I'm worried you're going to cut yourself, can you maybe put that on the breadboard? If you're not prepared to do that, where are we going to go?